Good afternoon. I'm Arjun Bharat, a naval architect in the engineering department of National Petroleum Construction Company in Abu Dhabi. We will be discussing about various aspects of design engineering that went into the installation of the largest single module topside. Outline of this presentation. We will start with a general introduction for this installation. We will be briefly looking at the details of the topside, the aspects of the fabrication yard where this was constructed, the support structures designed for this topside, and the loadout operation. We will see in detail the design of cargo barge that was used for installing this topside. We will discuss sea transportation and float over, and finally go through the engineering analysis that were performed for this float over operation. Introduction. NPCC recently completed a greenfield development project for ADNOC Offshore Abu Dhabi. This EPC project was awarded to develop an oil and gas processing super complex that consisted of 4 large interconnected platforms having different functions and an accommodation platform and associated flare structures and interconnecting bridges. All topsides were installed using the float over method using NPCC's own cargo launch barge fleet. Barges LB2 and the custom-built B42 were used for float-over installation on this project. The topsides on this project weighed from 7,000 to approximately 32,000 tons. Ultra-large size and weight of topsides required construction of a new heavy loadout track and jetty, upgrades to company's loadout equipment, and construction of a new cargo barge to suit project requirements. This presentation details the engineering process behind installing the largest single module topside with a focus on barge design. Topside details. This process platform topside is an 8-legged structure. It consists of cellar deck, main deck, weather deck, and a cooler deck. Loadout weight of this topside was 31,985 tons, excluding approximately 1,350 tons of support structure, which leads to a total moving weight of nearly 33,400 tons during the loadout operation. The size of this topside is approximately 72 meters in length, 81 meters in breadth, and 51 meters in height. This was fabricated at NPCC's yard in Musafah, Abu Dhabi. Fabrication and loadout. From the early stages of the project, the fabrication location and orientation of the topside was decided. The jetty was dredged to accommodate the size of a new cargo barge with adequate underkeel clearance during loadout. The jetty was furnished with new larger bollards to take the loads of loadout and alongside mooring of the cargo barge. A new RCC skidway was designed and constructed to bear all the loads transferred from the topside during the loadout and weighing operation. These were covered by NPCC structural and civil engineering groups. A sketch of the pile arrangement along the skidway for taking the loads during construction and weighing operation is shown here. Deck supporting aids. Topside is loaded out by skidding method. The topside is constructed on skid tracks that are laid in line with the RCC skidway and loaded out onto the barge along the skid tracks that are laid in line with the bulkheads on the barge. Skid tracks are large stiffened I-beam sections laid on the yard and the barge, along which the topside moves. Topside is supported on 8 numbers transportation nodes, which are resting on skid shoe structure that can slide on top of the skid tracks. Interconnecting trusses connect pair of skid shoes to avoid misalignment during loadout movement. These are removed once the deck is loaded out and sea fastened on the cargo barge. Design of all structures are covered by our structural engineering group. Skid track is designed on cargo barge side, considering differential settlement and loads during transportation condition to cover all critical scenarios. Loadout. For the skidded loadout method, the topside is fabricated on a support system that rests on a skid track or rails and is pulled using a suitable mechanism along the skid tracks installed on the yard to that on the cargo barge. NPCC uses gripper jack system for pulling the loads during skidded loadouts and has an inventory of gripper jacks of various capacities up to 800 tons along with its hydraulic powering systems. Gripper jacks are hydraulic equipment that can move a load along a skid track by gripping onto the skid track and pushing or pulling using its hydraulic arms. Here we can see the gripper jack system being used to move a topside along the skid tracks during its load out. All the components discussed in the last slide constitutes the push-pull system for moving this topside from the yard to the cargo barge. Four 800-ton gripper jacks are connected to the skid shoes at both the ends for pulling the topside onto the cargo barge, or in case of any emergency to pull the topside back to its yard location. Link beams interconnect skid shoes on each rows of the topside legs. This sketch shows a general arrangement of the push-pull system. Gripper jacks are rated for a stroke of 800 millimeters every 4 minutes. Cargo barge selection. A cargo barge for a float-over operation shall have the following attributes. It should be suitably sized to carry the topside. It should be capable of taking the loads imposed during load-out, transportation, and float-over operations. It should have fast ballast capacity with redundancy for load-out and float-over operations. It should meet the stability requirements, and it should be capable of exceeding the load line if required during load-out and float-over operations. And it should suit the parameters of the NPCC jetty. A cargo barge fulfilling the above requirements was not readily available in the market, and hired barges do not allow flexibility in terms of hire times and project schedules. It was decided to fabricate a cargo barge for the float-over installation of 3 heavy topsides and considering the future requirements of NPCC. Cargo barge design. Considering the future requirements, a combination cargo launch barge was decided to be built, which should be capable of handling topsides up to 30,000 tons. It should be capable of launching jackets up to 15,000 tons. It should have to satisfy strength and stability requirements during load-out, transportation, launching, and float-over operations. It should have fast ballast capacity for load-outs and float-over operations with independent pump rooms. Optional size reduction shall be possible to suit different project needs. It should be designed with optional sponsons for increasing the load-out capacity. Basic design of the cargo barge was performed by NPCC considering all the requirements and passed to the shipyard for detailed engineering. All preliminary studies for installation operations were carried out in-house to arrive at a size suitable for all intended operations of the barge. Length was fixed at 180 meters, breadth at 42 meters for the main barge, and a 72-meter stern width, including sponsons. Depth was finalized as 11 meters, and the structure shall be capable of submerging to a draft of 10.5 meters, which may be required for certain cases of load-out and float-over. Cargo barge design. The cargo barge sizing was made to suit the barge for both float-over and jacket launching operations. The breadth and depth of the barge was governed by the size of the float-over jacket. The length of the barge was a compromise between the ballast capacity and the longitudinal strength. Sponsons were added to the stern. Barge is framed longitudinally in accordance with class rules. It is divided into 4 compartments transversely using 3 longitudinal watertight bulkheads. Additional 2 swash bulkheads are also provided. There are 9 main transverse bulkheads providing 8 set of tanks and 2 pump rooms longitudinally. Bulkheads positioned so that loads during load-out and installation of heavy topsides and jackets are acting on strong points of the barge. Additional girder supports are provided in the midship region, replacing the longitudinal stiffener with a deep girder to facilitate hard point landing of sea fasteners for heavy structures. The stern of the barge is strengthened for load-out and launching of jackets weighing up to 15,000 tons. The stern is designed for fitting rocker arms, which are special structures required during jacket launching. The stern is designed for positioning the rocker arms with a space between them varying between 16 meters and 32 meters. In order to achieve the flush deck in the stern rocker arm area, suitably designed removable covers are provided. The area between the covers and the raked stern for rocker arms is designed as buoyant ballast spaces. Deck strength for removable stern cover units is same as the original barge. The barge is designed with sponsons for handling topsides weighing up to 30,000 tons. The sponsons help to achieve stability requirements and also provide tanks for load-out ballasting. Sponsons are designed for easy structural integration and removal with the main barge by lifting and without the need for dry docking. They can also be integrated to the main piping system of the barge for ballast and deballast operations. Barge is provided with heavily strengthened double bollards of 70 tons capacity, which are researched to provide a flush deck. There are two under-deck pump rooms, one located towards the aft and other towards the bow. Each pump room caters to designated tanks, grouped as forward or aft tanks, and have localized valve control for operating these tanks. Two pump rooms ensure ballast efficiency, as a single pump room located either at the aft or forward leads to loss of ballasting speed or efficiency at the other end of the barge. The manifold in the two pump rooms are also interconnected so that all tanks can be ballasted from any pump rooms for redundancy. Two pumps of 7,000 meter cube per hour capacity is installed at the aft pump room, and two pumps of 6,000 meter cube per hour are installed at the forward pump room. This gives a total pumping capacity of 26,000 meter cube per hour. This is one of the largest ballast capacities in offshore barges. Two main diesel generators power the ballast pumps and the ballast priming systems, and two auxiliary diesel generators power the control, illumination, and ventilation system. One out of the two generators for both systems are for backup. Barge is fitted with tank and draft monitoring system. Sensors read the sounding of each tank and vessel draft at 6 points of the barge and transmit these values to the forward control room computer situated in the main deck forward area and a slave display in the aft control room situated in the aft pump room, which shall display the readings to show the status of the barge. Provisions are available to connect a remote display unit so that tank status can be monitored from jetty during load-out operations. All main C-section and ballast system valves are equipped with hydraulic actuators, suitable hydraulic power packs, and other components for remote actuation. All components of the ballast system are also capable for operating at local locations. The forward control room ballast control console has remote operation and indication of both forward and aft main C-section and ballast system valves, pumps, and hydraulic power packs. All tank air vent heads are marked and arranged properly at the forward deck area. This provides clear deck space without any vent head projections above deck to facilitate load out from the stern end and also from the sides of the vessel. Construction of the barge was done by Cochin Shipyard Limited and developed to NPCC in 2016. A positioning package was installed by NPCC Offshore Survey Group to assist in vessel positioning during offshore operations. Topside weight group. Weight of the topside in the feed stage was roughly 16,200 tons, which grew to 20,000 tons at the bid stage. Not to exceed weight was set at 25,000 tons, and tender for building the barge was floated. However, considering the weight trend, NPCC decided the NTE to be set at 30,000 tons just before placing the barge order. During detailed engineering phase, due to a combination of factors, including changes to client requirements and equipment footprint increases, the weight of the topside increased to nearly 32,000 tons with significant COG variations. Cargo barge recertification. Due to the weight growth and COG variation, the barge was recertified in 2018 for carrying a 32,000 metric ton topside. Hydrostatic and hydrodynamic model of the barge was developed in-house for recertification. Finite element analysis was carried out by NPCC Structural Engineering Group. We received approval from Classification Society for the increased capacity of 32,000 tons. Preparations for loadout operation. Detailed calculations are performed for all stages of loadout to ensure the structural adequacy and safety of topside, cargo barge, and loadout jetty. Ballasting analysis is performed to identify tidal restrictions on the operation. The topside was fully loaded on the cargo barge in less than 6 hours. Plans were also put in place for the retrieval in case the loadout had to be aborted and the topside had to be moved to its location in the fabrication yard. Sea transportation. Once the topside was loaded out and safely sea fastened on the cargo barge, it was towed to its offshore location. Musafa Channel has a draft restriction of 8 meters, and the initial transportation draft was adjusted to get adequate underkeel clearance for the cargo barge. The bollard pull required for the stow was also unusually high. A restricted weather was utilized as agreed with the marine warranty surveyors. Multiple tugs were utilized for maneuvering the bars along various tight points in the Musafa Channel. Float over installation. This is an installation method for heavy topsides. The topside was installed on its pre-installed jacket. The jacket for float over topside is specially designed with a slot to accommodate the float over cargo bars. Mooring arrangement is carefully designed for positioning of cargo bars inside the jacket slot during entrance, load transfer, and retrieval phases. Various purpose-built installation aids are used to handle loads generated during the float over operation, and we will see them in the next slides. Float over installation aids. Three types of shock absorbers are designed and used for float over installations. They are the leg mating units or LMUs that are installed on topside legs. Then the shock pads installed on topside support structures and jacket fenders installed on the legs of the jacket. Shock absorber leg mating units or LMUs. These are designed to absorb energy from vertical and horizontal impact of topside legs with jacket legs during the mating phase. Each of the shock absorber unit is composed of two sets of elastomeric pads, one set of rings to provide vertical motion restraint and a second set of rectangular pads to provide horizontal motion restraint. This is one of the largest LMU used till date for this float over. The LMU was assembled in the fabrication yard and tested before integration. The elastomeric pads were supplied and tested by a vendor prior to delivery to match design specifications. Shock pads. During load out, transportation, and float over, the elastomer support pads are used to ensure the interface between the supporting substructure and the topside structure. They are designed to allow some motions, absorb energy, and act as shock absorbers. They are equipped with the steel fixation plates. These steel fixation plates can be welded on top of the deck support frames. Design requirements of the elastomeric components were specified by NPCC and manufactured and tested and supplied by a vendor. Jacket leg fenders. These are mounted on the internal side of the jacket legs to absorb lateral motions of the barge when the barge is in the jacket slot or float over. Two entrance fenders are additionally added on the two first jacket legs to protect the legs and the barge during the entrance. Finally, we will be looking at the different engineering analysis performed for float over. Float over ballasting and tide restriction studies are performed in detail to ensure barge capacity to enter the jacket slot, install the topside, and safely exit in a required tide range and to identify tidal restrictions. A micro schedule of operations with an expected tide cycle is shown below. Barge longitudinal strength analysis is performed for all stages of float over so that the barge structure is not overloaded by bending moments or shear forces occurring during float over. Clearance checks are performed to identify restricted areas for float over installation to identify any clashes with equipment or structures. Float over mooring system analysis performed to ensure the adequacy of the mooring system used for positioning the barge during float over operation and to ensure that mooring loads do not exceed the allowable limits of the jacket legs. Float over impact load analysis are performed to assess the impact loads on the jacket and topside due to the barge motions. This is performed for all float over phases from all directions, head, quarter, beam, and stern. The phases are designated based on the barge location or topside load transferred to jacket leg through LMUs. Each direction is analyzed for corresponding wave and 3 wave periods. 135 cases of 3-hour simulations in total are performed to cover the entire float over operation. The results from the analysis are motion of the cargo barge, jacket fender loads, deck support shock pad loads, LMU shock absorber loads, and mooring loads. Maximum loads are used for structural design of jacket and topside. Typical trial history plots from the analysis are shown below. Conclusion. We have gone through the different aspects of executing a large topside installation by float over method utilizing a purpose-built cargo barge, which demonstrates the in-house engineering capability of NPCC. The carefully thought out design of cargo barge was instrumental in handling significant weight growth of the topside. The design and construction of the cargo barge was completed within the project duration, and the barge was available at the scheduled ready for load out dates of the large topsides. Due to NPCC's proven track record and experience in float door installations, the management was able to take proactive steps to add facilities for such installation, thereby boosting the capability of the fabrication yard. Hence, NPCC was successful in achieving the Guinness record for the heaviest single module topside installed on a fixed steel jacket. Acknowledgement. I would like to thank NPCC management for their consent, encouragement, and support in making this presentation. I would also like to thank RINA UAE for providing an opportunity for presenting before this esteemed audience. Thank you.